right, y'all, we gotta get into it. So, got a new project that I'm working on today, which I'm so excited about. And I got to do it. I came into the opportunity to be able to do this because my sister called me earlier this week and said, "Hey, I gotta go out of town this weekend. Can you dog sit for me? Can you watch my dogs?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And the reason I was excited was because I've been wanting an opportunity to come in and rip up all her nasty carpet. If you guys remember from the other video that I did, she had this horrible carpet from, I don't know, 70s, 90s, somewhere. And I came in and cleaned the carpet before she moved into this house when she bought it like a year or so ago. But it's been an ongoing issue for her. It holds all kinds of dust and smells and yuckiness, and she doesn't want it anymore. And so I had her pick out the exact floors that she wanted, and I told her one day I'm going to surprise her with new floors. But when she told me she was going out of town this weekend, I'm like, this is going to be the day. So now I'm in here, I'm about to get masked up. I'm about to start cutting out this carpet, and we're going to see a big old transformation in here, so stay tuned. So if you have a project similar to this that you're wanting to tackle, I'm going to give you a couple of tips that I've learned throughout the years of just experience that I've had. Number one, when you're ripping up carpet, the easiest thing to do is to try to cut it into sections. It'll be easier to carry, easier to take out, easier all the way around. I typically will take up the carpet first and then the padding next, because sometimes the padding comes up in pieces, not all in one. If you have newer carpet, it might come all up in one piece, but for this older type of carpet, I have never had an experience where it just comes up in one big old nice happy piece. If you're wondering why I was wearing a mask and not my kids, number one, they're way too young to be wearing a mask and they probably wouldn't be able to breathe in it. But number two, I was mainly wearing it because of the smell. This carpet smelled really bad, and I wanted to be able to work in here without having to worry about the smell. And you can't smell through this heavy duty mask here. Yes, there was some dust, but they weren't in there long enough. They were in and out, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Once you get all the carpet up, you have to take up all the tack strips, and once we got those up, we just vacuumed and we were good to go to start laying down floors. At first, there was just me working on the project, but my dad and my stepmom actually were able to come help me, which was so tremendously amazing. My stepmom worked on deep cleaning the house while my dad and I were working on putting these floors down. It was so helpful to have another person because he would usually be cutting while I was laying the floor down, or vice versa. We got the whole living room done except for the quarter round on the first day, which was Friday. Saturday, I did not have any help because my parents were having friends over, so I came back on Saturday and started tackling this hallway. There was so much cleaning to do in this hallway. There was a really bad smell that I did not want to get trapped underneath the flooring, so I mopped and mopped and mopped and mopped over and over until I felt like the smell was gone. Before I even did this, though, I had to go around and cut all the door jambs, and there were 7 door openings in the hallway because they have 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, 2 closets, and then the entrance to the living room. And that alone took me about an hour just to cut all those door jambs. I typically just use a simple Dremel tool for that. Once I was able to start laying floors in this hallway, though, things started moving along really fast. The absolute most amazing part about this project is that it worked out in both the living room and the hallway that I did not have to cut a sliver off of any boards along the side. If you've ever done floors before, you know that that's the worst thing ever. If you get all the way to the wall and then you have to cut like a little slice off of all the boards all the way along that wall, it worked out perfectly where the last board fit exactly there. Now, we are going to be doing the floors in the bedrooms at some point, but I just didn't have enough time to do that this weekend. So if you're wondering why the floors don't go all the way up to the bedroom carpet, that's because that bedroom carpet is going to come out in the very near future. I just couldn't do that all in one weekend. But I was able to start working on the quarter round, get all the quarter round done on Saturday as well, and a whole lot of cleaning with that. The floors that we put down in here are called LVP. They're luxury vinyl plank flooring. It's a waterproof, kid-proof type of floor, and because my sister has pets and she has a baby on the way, I wanted to make sure that they were durable. This was a lot of work, but I'm so glad we were able to do this for her just because she's about to have her first baby, so that's very exciting in itself. But also, this was her first house that she was able to buy. And, you know, she's trying to work full time and do all the things that she's supposed to do as an adult, which, as we all know, that can be overwhelming. So I could have said, "You're a grown up. we could have a village, which is, I think, what all of us actually want. So they think it makes you spoiled or something. It doesn't make you spoiled. It just means you have a good family unit and a good support group, and we should all strive to do that. If your family doesn't provide that for you, then create that with friends. And I feel like life would be so much easier if we all just started creating villages again. All right, it's Sunday morning, and I came over here at pajamas because I'm also dog sitting for my sister while she's gone. So I've been, having to come let the dogs out in the morning. But as I got over here, there were a few things I wanted to fix up while I was here. And then she texted me. She was supposed to be going to church with her friend this morning. Just now saying that they decided not to go to church with them this morning, and they are on the way back. So now I am panicking because I actually have to work in the toddler room at my church for the second service, and they're gonna be back before I can get back over here. So that means I have to finish this stuff this morning before they get here, or else it won't be done. Since she wasn't supposed to originally be back until later Sunday, the plan that my dad and I had come up with on Friday was that we weren't even going to work on these floors on Saturday. We were just going to come back Sunday and finish everything up. And boy, am I glad I came back Saturday and did more work. That left me with very little to worry about on Sunday, and I was able to just kind of put everything back together. I didn't even have my dad's help because he works night shift, so he doesn't even wake up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She was going to be back even before that. There was one closet in the hallway that I didn't get to finish, but I did get everything put back together, and now look. Oh my goodness, so much better. Smells fresh in here. It's like a brand new house. I can't wait for her to get home.